Welcome back to Crypto Wealthy channel, guys. We can see Bitcoin over $9,900 right now. We even reached $10,000 yesterday, and we're going to discuss about this breaking trend line in yesterday's video. Also, when we discussed about possibilities where Bitcoin could go, in today's video we're going to see, is it possible for the Bitcoin to push further higher, or we're going to see lower prices? What do we actually need to push on the way to the upside, and what could happen to push us on the way to the downside? And now let's begin. So in previous videos we discussed over here, as we can see on daily chart, this big trend line that we were for over 2.5 years, and as we can see over here, we just broke it onto the bullish side, and there is something very interesting and bullish over here if we exclude this week, because over here this week that we had, it's just on a daily chart, which means it was only one day, and over here we are still above this trend line for the second day, which means that the Bitcoin, I think, is showing us some strength. We need to mention also the halving that is coming in 3 days, and I do believe still that this could be the halving pump, and I don't want Bitcoin to push us lower under this trend line that we climbed above, that we discussed in previous videos, because it's very important. Now, don't get me wrong, there is maybe not going to be that dump, but it may happen, so we need to be prepared for it, and that's the thing that we're going to see how this could happen. If we switch here onto the weekly chart, we can see that this week over here is still above it, but we are still not closed above it. So what this means, actually, we need to see 2 more days here above this line in order to confirm this as a bullish sign. As I discussed in the previous videos, this happened onto the weekly chart, and I don't care what will happen as long as we are staying above this line. Even so, if we may drop below to retest, and we actually should retest something here at least, because it's going to be very hard to regain power again if we just spike on the way to the upside and push hard on the downside. So I would like for the Bitcoin to see retesting this trend line, maybe have some consolidation, trading on the sideways or something, whatever, just to build some sort of a level of support before we jump even higher. One of the reasons for that is on daily chart also, and that is 20 exponential moving average, which is still not retested. I don't like what I see here. The reason why I don't like is because I don't want Bitcoin to retest this moving average right now, because we will fall below $9,000 and we will fall below this trend line, and this could trigger the new push on the downside. I don't like those perfectly good stairs. You wanna know reason why? It's because of the stop losses. People are very, especially traders, are very careful right now, which means whenever we jump over here, they're putting the stop loss over here. So if we manage to break some level over here on the downside, they are going to be triggered. So we have stairs over here all the time stairs, which means if we get triggered over here, that could push further automatically downside, and then this level will push on the downside, and that's how could Bitcoin actually crash on the way to the downside. So this is the reason why I don't like those perfectly good stairs on the way to the upside, because they are clearly stop loss pools or whatever you want to call them. So make sure to observe these levels now, because this moving average is above $8,000, and I hope we will see retest maybe above this line, or even we're going to see retest a little bit higher, because I don't want Bitcoin to drop right now below $9,000. We may actually regain power if we fall to $9,000. This line could be matched up with it, and after that pump on the upside. So we will see how the Bitcoin will react here. Now, as the correction concerns, we are observing daily and the weekly chart, and I do believe that the weekly is most important one. It's going to be good fight over here in the next 2 days to remain above this trend line, so make sure to observe it. I don't want to see this as a wick as we had it over here. For the bullish side over here, we can see that we almost knocked down the $10,500. I want to see killing this high over here, and that we will accomplish when we again lock above this trend line. We need to see $10,500 once more, so we will diminish the whole trend line over here, which is not going to be valid anymore, and the Bitcoin will have more power to sustain this push to the upside. Also, one bullish thing on the weekly chart over here is the moving average, which is giving us support, and that's 50, which we broke in the past week, and right now we got actually bumped from it. So for now everything looks pretty bullish, but we need to be and stay careful over here because of the halving, and this could trigger the dump or at least correction or something, and panic could also occur from even correction and continue further lower. Also, we need to remember that the Bitcoin is following S&P, and S&P, as you can see, is also pumping. So as long as the S&P is going to the upside, there is a probability that the Bitcoin will continue raging on the way to the upside, and the bulls will hit the road to $14,000. So for now, pretty much nothing special is happening. You need to be careful also about the indicators that we have over here on the weekly chart. We are coming across over here to 70 level of overbought zone, at least border of it. And also if we switch onto the daily chart, that's one of the a little bit dangerous. We can see over here that we are in overbought zone also. That means that we could potentially correct to the downside, and we still don't know how deep this correction will be. So I really believe and hope that the Bitcoin will remain above this trend line, at least enough to see exponential 20 exponential moving average crossing nearby the price, so we can just retest it, bounce and jump to next higher levels. MACD, as I discussed in the previous video, was converting over here onto the bearish side, but we still continue to the upside. Also, if you remember, I mentioned that we still have enough and plenty of space to actually push price to the upside, and that's the thing that actually happened. So yeah, right now we are still bullish, we are still above this trend line. We need to observe what the price is going to do over here, because this could be pretty bullish for the Bitcoin. We could literally have bump and run formation over here, and that could trigger the new big bull market here on the charts. I think this is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you like this video, and until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.